Hello, this is video 6 in the videos on how to do research for the Religion 1313 Ethics class. This video will show how to search all the library databases at the same time, plus explain how to access resources found and also comment on some individual databases. Now you can search all of the library databases at the same time with a couple of exceptions by going to the library main page. And this time, instead of going to Books and More, we're going to leave it at Search Everything. Search Everything allows you to search practically all of our databases at the same time. Over here it says Search Everything, and then it says EBSCO Discovery Service. If you click on EBSCO Discovery Service, you are taken into this large database. Now, before we search, what is the advantage of searching everything at once? The advantage, of course, is that you have to perform your search only one time, not multiple times in many different databases. Searching everything at once works best when your topic is very specific and very narrow. A lot of times when you search everything, you're going to get a lot of results. Now, do you remember what our search terms are? Here are our key terms, or our search terms again: death penalty, cruel, unusual, and punishment. Now, in Search Everything or EBSCO Discovery Service, we can start entering in those search terms. So in this box, we can type in death penalty, click on search. So for our search death penalty, it says we have 236,655 results. And that is quite a number to go through. So luckily we have ways to narrow our search down. 236,000 records is a lot to go through. So the quickest way to narrow your search down is to add another search term. So we're now going to go to Advanced Search up here. And when we do that, then we have more search boxes. So now we can type in our second term, cruel. And when we click on the search box again, now we're down to 4,000. We can also add a third term here. We can also add punishment. And we can do the search a third time. And now the search has been narrowed down to 3,423. And these terms, death penalty, cruel, and punishment, are somewhere in every single record that has come up. We can further narrow our search by going over here to where it says Limit To. And then Available at West Library is already checked, but we can also limit it to just our scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. And so when we limit it to scholarly and peer-reviewed journals, now we're down to 726. So let's take a look at the results that we have. Let's look at record number 3 here. So what we have here is at the top we have the title of the article, Weighing Death is Death Penalty Eligibility, Especially Heinous, Cruel, or Depraved. This is by this Cody G. Winchester, who is the author. Then it has the name of the journal, Arizona Law Review. Then it has the date of publication, 2016. Then the volume 58, and issue 2. And then the page numbers. And then finally it has the database that it came out of. Finally, down here at the bottom, it tells whether or not this particular article is available in its entirety within this database. And the answer is yes. So we click on the PDF full text link and we see the article right here. Now at this point, you can do several things with this article. You can read it online. If you are connected to a printer, you can go over here to the right, and there's a little print icon, and you can click on that, and it will allow you to set up to where you can print this article out. You can also email the article to yourself or to somebody else. Okay, so that's a little bit about searching everything. Now we're going to go back to the guide here. We have a tab here on the guide called Individual Databases, so we can look here and click. And now we've got some names of some individual databases here. We have one called Academic Search Complete, one called Criminal Justice Abstracts with Full Text. And we can go down here to religion and philosophy collection. So these are individual databases that you may also find some really good articles in. Now, before we go any further, you need to ask, why would you want to use an individual database if you can search everything at the same time? Well, the answer is, when you search all the databases at the same time, you get a lot of results. And it's just like when you do a Google search, you don't look at all the results on a Google search. And so you're not going to look at all the results when you do a search in one of these databases. If it's over just 50 or so, you're not going to look at every single one. And so what could happen is that you could find a really good article when you searched everything, but you won't see it because it's way down on the result list and you don't ever see it. But when you search one database at a time, the result list is smaller, and so you will see perhaps some things that you didn't see when you were searching everything. So my recommendation is to use both ways. You can search everything and then find a few articles, and then when you go into some of these individual databases, and you might find some things that you didn't see when you were searching everything. We are going to go into one of these databases real briefly. We'll click on Academic Search Complete, and when we bring up Academic Search Complete, it looks a lot like when we were searching everything, and that's because this comes from the same vendor as the Search Everything software, so it's EBSCOhost. So we'll do a search for death penalty, and we have 12,000 results. But when we're searching in these individual databases, there is a possibility that some of them may not be available within the database in full text. So let's take a look at number 9 here. It says availability and request options for article. Let's click on that link. Now this says request this item through InterLibrary Loan. Now what that means is that this article is not available in any of our databases in full text. So the only way to get it is through a service that we call InterLibrary Loan. We provide this service so that you can have access to any article that you find in any of these databases. And we have to request another library to send the article to us. So this is how InterLibrary Loan works. You click on the link, and then it brings up this form. Before you start filling out boxes, you should read what it says here on the top. Only 7 article book requests per person per day, and it tells you a little bit about how long articles can take, and then it also tells you how it's going to be delivered. It's going to be delivered into your Texas Wesleyan email account when it comes. So the first part of this form is information about you. So you put your name, your Wesleyan ID, and then your Wesleyan email, and then you can go down to article information. Now, since we were in an EBSCO database when we submitted this InterLibrary Loan request, the information about the article is already filled out. The loan information is the next thing that you have to look at. It says maximum amount willing to pay. This means that if you put in some money there, that we would be able to go to libraries that charge for their InterLibrary Loan service, and you may get it a little bit faster. But usually it gets here fast enough without putting any money there, so I always just leave it at 0. Then need by is always set to a month from the day that you're making the request. If you want it faster than that, you can change those dates. Then any other comments that you may have, and then you can click on the submit at the bottom, and then you send the InterLibrary Loan request to our InterLibrary Loan person, who will then get on our database of libraries and will find a library that has the publication, and they'll send it back to us, or actually to you, and then you'll have it. Usually it takes a matter of 24 to 48 hours. Some journal articles take longer because they are not as widely subscribed to as others. So this is how to search in databases, and this is the end of this video.